Sooner or later, we'll meet up again. And if it's at Barnhurst, I'll make sure they roll out the red carpet for you.
You won't be too hard on Dora if she comes back, will you be?
When she comes back, don't you mean?
She didn't mean any harm. She just didn't think.
Well, it seems to me I have to do the thinking for everyone around here. Take Andrea, for instance. They are all whinging about what a bitch she is, but they leave it up to me to do something.
Well, she did get you off the hook with Fletch, so she can't be that bad.
What? But that was Mr. Fletcher's idea. And about the only decent thing he's done since he's been in here. And he wouldn't have got the ball rolling if it hadn't been for Jude and me. Like I said, if it wasn't for me, they'd all be like a mob of sheep.
Oh, aren't you come to the rec room, Bee?
No, thank you. I can do without arguments as to whether they watch Bugs Bunny or not.
Oh, you are in a funny mood lately, Bee.
Well, believe it or not, they're all grown women in here. They don't need a wet nurse. And besides, I've resigned from the job. Come on, for B, you've got a lot of influence around here. Yeah, well, the screws are always telling me I don't run this place. You should be glad I've started listening to them. I didn't think it was your job either. Mrs. Parole Officer Morris.
Look, you got more control in this place than anyone.
I never asked for it.
Oh, well, you'll be the first one to come down on them if they try and take over, though.
Look, I've been in here a long time, and I've seen the Murray Winters and the Frankie Doyles of this world come in here and throw their weight around just to make themselves feel important. And you've seen the other poor buggers who come in here. They're so frightened they jump at their own shadow. Well, I may be hard, but I have never taken anything from any of them. And they're the ones who made me top dog in here, and I have tried to stay there for their sake.
What's the difference? You sold out the women for the Braille machine.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Judy. When I see girls like Andrea come in here, it gives me the tom tits. She's had everything handed to her on her plate her whole life, and she's a bigger ratbag than Doreen, who's never had anything. Well, for 12 years, I have tried to look after everybody else, because there was nothing for me. No future. No point in anything. But now I have got something useful to do, and I'm going to do it. I'm looking after number one for a change.
Right. Now, I want to talk to you about this Braille machine.
Oh, I might have guessed it. So what's the excuse for stopping the project this time, Mr. Fletcher?
It's not going to be stopped. In fact, it'll be arriving in a day or two.
Yeah? Well, how does the union feel about that? Or is that a silly question?
Don't worry, I've got that well and truly under control.
Oh, what do you know? After all this time, it's really going to happen.
That's right. And what I want from you is your assurance there'll be no trouble from your end.
Oh, don't worry, Mr. Fletcher. I've already promised Mrs. Davidson that.
Hi. You must be B. Smith. I'm Sandy Edwards.
Yeah, I sort of guessed that.
I hear the press is usually your job.
That's right. Any objections?
No, thanks. I've heard too much about you.
Well, you can always try if you're feeling lucky.
After what Murray Winter told me about you, I'd have to be a dill. She said you're the top dog. That's good enough for me.
Murray Winter, eh? How long are you in for?
22 years. Or so they say. But I'll be out long before that.
What a skate.
Oh, that's for mugs. I've got a much better way. And it's all legal. It's all in the way you handle the screws. You see, you come in here and make out you're a right troublemaker. Then over the next few years, you settle down. Play the game. Let them think they've rehabilitated you. Then they put you up for parole, and you show them you've seen the error of your ways. And they let you out. Then you're back on the outside and you pick up where you left off. Do you want your press back now?
No, thanks. You can have it for a while. I prefer it working up in the library. It's a lot more peaceful. And besides, I'm fed up with fighting other people's battles for them. Must be tired.
love. I think I just broke your jug.
Oh, that's terrific. You have any idea how hard those things are to get?
It was only an accident.
I don't give a bugger what it was. You have any idea how much trouble it is to get one of those? You shouldn't have. That's what I'm saying. You shouldn't have. This is my bloody cell. Why can't you be careful?
I don't see you in here very often, Bea. Anything wrong?
I've got a headache, sister, and it's really getting to me.
Well, tell me more about it.
Well, what more is there to tell?
Well, where's the pain?
Sometimes it's all over. Sometimes it's down here. Sometimes it's behind my eyes.
Any other symptoms?
I'm not feeling the best. I'm all right, though. I just need a few aspirin.
Well, I don't know about a few. Well, how long's it been going on?
A while, I guess. Look, the regular 2 tablets just aren't going to touch this one.
Oh, just how many do you think it'll take?
About half a dozen.
You're not thinking of trading them, are you, Bea?
Oh, come on. If you could feel inside my head, you wouldn't ask such a stupid question.
Well, I can't give you more than 2. I'm sorry, Bea, but they're the rules.
Half a dozen lousy aspirin. That's all I'm asking for.
Come back in 4 hours if it's still bothering you. And if it is, I'll arrange for you to see the doctor.
Thanks a million.
How's it going?
Can't complain.
Must make a change from the usual run-of-the-mill chores around this place.
Is something the matter?
What? Oh, no, I was just having difficulty locating a medical book.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
How do you mean?
Well, there used to be some, but they would have all been snaffled by Lizzie. She's quite an old hypochondriac.
Well, I can hardly say I blame her. Must be pretty frightening to think you're ill and there isn't even a doctor to take you seriously. I would have thought that was one of the greatest drawbacks about being imprisoned.
The greatest drawback is not having any privacy, and that's why I came in here.
Have you got a headache?
What?
You don't seem to be concentrating
Well, I'd
too
do
well.
a whole lot better if I could get some peace and quiet.
I just thought
I'm
that...
trying to think too. Now, do you mind?
I'm sorry.
I just wanted your advice. You know her better than anyone.
For God's sake, all I want is some peace and quiet. I am not everyone's keeper.
Well, what's wrong, Bea?
I am just sick to death of all these interruptions. All I want to do is sit here and get on with it. And everyone keeps coming in here and asking me stupid, bloody questions.
Well, I'm sorry to disturb you, but Lizzie does have problems.
You know what I think? I think that if everyone minded their own damn business, these problems would sort themselves out.
Well, I'm afraid as a counsellor, I can't agree with you. My job is to help people.
Maybe you'd help more by just butting out. Down. Do you hear me? Turn that damn thing down. You must be able to hear it 2 miles away.
It's not very loud.
Do as you're told, Hazel, or I'll ram those teeth down your throat.
Control yourself, Smith.
Do it. All right. You might want your eardrums busted. That's your own business. But I don't.
It wasn't loud, really.
Normal, in fact. If anything that happens around here can be called normal.
It was full blast, I tell you.
I had the chance to study some medical books today in the infirmary.
Well, lucky you. I'm glad someone's getting some peace and quiet.
I looked up your symptoms.
What symptoms?
Nausea, dizziness, loss of appetite, headaches, irritability.
Whoever said that
I'm a
had...
qualified doctor, Bea. I had a pretty good idea what those symptoms meant. And I confirmed them in one of the books.
Why don't you just butt out?
And why don't you see a doctor?
No.
Look, I can't do anything in here, but ethically, as a medical practitioner, I have to make your state of health known. So you can have some help.
You tell anyone what you know and you'll be worrying about your state of health.
Do you really know what's wrong with you?
My mother had it. And her sister. Yeah, I know what's wrong with me. And I know you doctors have a lot of fancy names for it. Carcinoma, melanoma. Call it what you will, it all boils down to the same thing, doesn't it? Cancer. saying is, if you don't get treatment
Well, I don't
soon...
want to hear it.
I'm sick of you poking your nose in where it's not wanted. This is my life, and nobody's going to tell me how to live or die. Nobody!
What the hell's going on here? They can hear you all the way over at Pentridge.
The same thing goes for you. I'm sick of being used up by you. You're like a leech.
Just a minute, Bea. That's not true. You know I've never used you.
But you're doing it now, don't you see? You're always pushing me and pulling me apart, always pushing me. I'm getting sick of it, you understand? I'm getting sick.
Oh, Bea! Oh, my God.
Oh, get her off the bed.
Leave her alone. She's my friend. I'll handle her. Listen, whose friend are you anyway?
Friends don't necessarily come into it. She's sick. She needs help.
Listen, you're a doctor. Why don't you do something?
I'm also a prisoner, remember? I've tried to tell her, but she refuses to have any medical treatment.
Well, how bad is she?
Well, I can't be certain, but if I'm...
Listen, I hope you're on the level. I've always done what Bea wanted in the past. But this time, she's going to have to do what we want, whether she likes it or not. How do you think I would feel if something happened to you? Or Doreen or the others? You're needed around here.
Well, you're breaking my heart. And will you please leave me alone? If you won't do it for your friends, at least do it for yourself. If you get treatment now, you'll fully recover. Oh, bull. Now, don't give me that snow job, because I'm not buying.
Well, you better buy this. I'm not leaving until you agree to get help.
Judy.
If you don't care about yourself, I do. Now, face it, Bea, you cannot win.
All right. I'll go to the doctor, I'll go to the hospital, whatever you like. But please, please, will you just leave me alone?
Won't the sister give you anything?
A couple of lousy aspirin. What will they do?
These might help.
I'm not into drugs. And you had better remember that.
They're not drugs, they're painkillers.
Yeah? And what's the difference?
May I see them? Where did you get these?
What is it?
Pethidine.
It's what you said she needed.
Well, I didn't tell you to steal them.
How else was I supposed to get them?
Look, would these help?
Yes, they'd ease the pain, but you'd have to be careful how many you took. No more than 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. I'll get you some water.
Not in trouble, eh?
I need a university education to operate one of these things. If I was on the outside, I'd be getting a 6-month instruction course.
Well, it wouldn't help you feeling sick.
Oh, don't you start. I'm getting enough from that stupid cow I share a cell with.
She's a doctor, Bea.
Well, not a very good one if she ended up in here.
She'd know if you were sick.
I know I'm sick.
Then why don't you do something about it? Find out what it is. You promised you would.
I know what it is.
How can you?
Because my mother had it. It's a brain tumor. Now, are you satisfied?
Come on, Bea. You can't get that kind of thing from your parents. Can you?
But you can from a bash on the head. I saw it happen to my mother. Headaches and dizziness. Feeling sick. And she ended up a bloody vegetable.
But, Bea, that doesn't mean that you're going to.
The paddy wagon, remember? I was knocked so bloody stupid I couldn't even remember who I was for days.
Well, you could still be wrong.
Yeah, but what if I'm right? My mother couldn't even feed herself. Couldn't wash or dress or anything. Yeah, sometimes I was sure she knew what was going on. She couldn't say anything. She couldn't make anyone understand. Well, I'm not going to have that happening to me. I'd rather die.
Bea, I think maybe you ought to go and have those tests, you know, just to know what you're facing.
I know what I'm facing.
What
What's going on here? This is the second time I've had to speak to you this morning, Bryant. You're supposed to be in reception, not hanging around with Smith causing trouble.
We're not causing trouble.
Well, what were you doing?
Just talking.
About what?
It's personal.
I didn't ask you. Well? You're on a charge, Bryant. A dumb insolence. Now get back to reception.
What do you think you're doing, Smith? Trying to turn this place into a pigsty? Pick it up. Are you refusing to obey an order? You're charged with throwing your food around. Now pick it up.
I understand that you are ill. The sister tells me you haven't been to see her other than for a few aspirin.
It seems everyone's concerned about my health.
Well, that's why we're here, to look after you.
Well, if that's the case, I suppose I better put you all out of your misery. Okay, I'll have the tests.
Good. I've arranged for a specialist to come in and see you tomorrow.
Would you better make it a brain specialist?
Brain specialist?
Yeah, I've been getting splitting headaches.
Oh, that doesn't mean you have brain damage.
But it has to... You see, it all started when I was bashed on the head when I was being transferred from Barnhurst.
I see. Well, Kate Peterson doesn't seem to think that is the trouble. She thinks it's a kidney problem.
I'm ready for you now, Mrs. Smith.
Come on, Smith, in you go.
Cheer up, Mrs. Smith. Things aren't as bad as you think. The governor tells me you suspected a brain tumor. What on earth gave you an idea like that?
My mother had one.
Well, it's not hereditary. What you've got is a kidney malfunction. Now, don't look too pleased. That's serious enough. How serious, we won't know till we do more extensive tests. That'll mean a few days in the hospital. We're a bit limited in what we can do here. Still, I don't suppose you'll mind that too much, will you?
I'll cope.
Have you finished the tests?
Yes. It's kidney malfunction, as Dr. Peterson suspected. Not that it was very difficult to diagnose, considering how advanced her condition is.
Then it really is serious.
Yes. I haven't let on to Mrs. Smith just how serious, but she'll have to be hospitalized for further tests. The problem is that the kidneys aren't self-rejuvenating like the liver, for example. If deterioration is as advanced as it seems, the kidneys will never recover.
And she could die?
No. But if it's as bad as I suspect, we may have to consider a kidney transplant.
Wood, you can start by telling me, in plain terms, what is wrong with me?
Acute kidney disorder.
Oh. As long as it's cute. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. So tell it. But I want to know the lot. And I do mean the whole lot.
B.
Oh, Lizzie.
How you feeling, love?
Come on, let you in, Lizzie.
I'm back in again, B.
What?
Just on remand. They have to let me out after me trial.
Oh, you silly old thing. What have you done this time?
It's a case of false arrest. I'll probably sue him or something.
I thought you had enough nous to stay out of here.
What's wrong with you, Bee? What do they say it is?
Oh, it's my kidneys. They're not working right.
Well, what are they doing about it?
You're gonna hook me up to some damn machine.
Will you be all right then?
No. For a few days. Then it's back to the machine again.
Oh, I hope you're back on your feet soon. Did you know that somebody was trying to muscle in as top dog?
Sandy. She is top dog now, Lizzie.
Oh, not for long. Not when you get fighting fit again.
I don't know that that's ever going to happen. Sandy's okay. Go along with her, Lizzie. She'll look after you.
I don't need anyone to look after me. Oh, especially any Johnny-come-lately. Oh, I didn't know I was going to be stuck in a cell with two of them.
No, Lizzie. Look, if you had any brains at all, you'd take things the way they are and learn to live with them.
Breaking out, eh?
Jude.
Where are they taking her?
To the hospital for treatment.
Treatment? What sort of treatment?
Oh, I'm sorry, Bride. I can't give you any information about that.
Oh, she looks terrible.
I certainly can't deny that.
Well, what's the matter with her?
That dialysis machine is a little ripper.
They certainly help a great many people.
If I felt any better, I'd be dangerous.
Well, that's because your system's been cleaned out.
Well, I'm raring to go. Just say the word.
Cleaned out, I said, not cured.
Oh, I see. Yeah, well, I've been thinking about that, too. I think I'd rather hand him a chips than have a machine running the rest of my life.
Oh, it may not come to that. It seems you've got quite a few remarkable friends. I believe almost all the prisoners have volunteered for donor tests. I've never heard of anything like that before. You must be very special to them, Mrs. Smith. It takes a lot of courage and love to donate part of your body.
Silly buggers.
We've done tests on all the ones who volunteered.
What'd you come up with?
Well,
Bugger all, right?
not particularly good at the moment, but we won't know till we get the final results.
When will that be?
Tomorrow.
And if you don't come up with anything, then it means regular trips to the kidney machine, right?
For the time being, yes.
There's no other treatment? Nothing else I can do?
No. I'm afraid your illness has reached a pretty advanced stage. We may not be able to rely on the dialysis machine for much longer. I can't lie to you, Mrs. Smith. It is serious. We've finished the tissue typing tests on all the women here who volunteered to have them done. Yours turned out to be compatible. This means, of course, that you will be eligible to donate one of your kidneys to B. Smith.
Yeah. I suppose the only way that you'd really get well again is if somebody...
Now, what are you trying to say, Doreen?
Well, the doctor said that you'd be your old self again if we could find you a new kidney.
Yeah. Did he also tell you how long the waiting list is? Could be years, if it happens at all.
Heck, that means that you're on that bloody machine for...
Yeah, for the rest of my life. Mm.
Oh, I better come back some other time, love. When you're feeling a bit better.
No, it's all right. I need the company. It's just that everything's such an effort.
I know. But it's all going to be right soon. Now the door's going to help you out. She's a bit upset. Well, nobody explains to me, but Dor...
Hang on. What's all this about?
Dor's going to have the operation with you. At least that's what the doctor says.
Doreen is going to be the donor.
I think so.
Well, what do you mean you think so?
Well, she said she hadn't quite made up her mind yet. Poor little kid is a bit upset, but Kate reckons it's dead easy. And you know, Dor, she wouldn't let her old mate down. You're looking a bit tired, love. maybe you better have some rest.
Hey, Lizzie, tell Doreen I want to see her, will you?
Sure. And everything's gonna be okay, love.
Look, Doreen, I know about the results of the tests.
Oh, Bea, I don't know what to do. If it was anything else, I'd be in there like a shot. You know me. But it's a real big operation and I'm scared. I've never been good with hospitals and everything's happening so quick. And now the others all know about it and they're sitting around waiting to see what I'm going to do. And, well, I don't know if I can do it. Am I making any sense?
Yeah, of course you are.
But do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Well, you never know. They might find another donor sooner than we think.
There's, a pretty long waiting list, you know.
Yeah. But you never know what might happen. I mean, it's such a big thing, Bea. I don't know.
Look, Doreen, even if you decide not to, it's okay. We're still mates.
Oh, Bea.
Oh, come on. Don't go going all mushy on me.
I'm sorry.
Hey, whoever thought we might end up as kidney sisters? Listen, how is everyone?
Oh, good. We've got a few tricks going, you know.
Good. Listen, I'm a bit tired, yeah. It's all that stuff they've been pumping into me.
Yeah, okay. Can I get you anything?
No, thanks.
Well, I'll see you later then, eh?
Come on. Go on, get out of here.
There was only one possible donor, but she's volunteered for the transplant.
Doreen?
That's right, Doreen Burns. She's in the hospital right now having a check on her general state of health, and if there's nothing wrong, we can go ahead almost immediately.
She was scared to death.
She's obviously a very good friend.
Never realised quite how good.
Well, you can start thinking about living again. You'll be as healthy as you were before. You'll be able to lead a completely normal life. So let's have no more brooding, huh?
Well, everybody's real confident that you're going to be out of here in no time. I mean, there must be hundreds of people around with our sort of kidney. It's just a matter of finding them, that's all.
Why would they have to do that? And they've already found you.
Oh, well, in case I get crook or the doctors find out that they were wrong about me.
Or if you change your mind. That's what you're trying to say, isn't it?
Don't hate me, Bea. It's not because I don't love you. Because I do. You know that. It's just I haven't got the guts to go through with it. It's too big, Bea, and I'm scared of it. I'm not real proud of myself either. And, I know you said that we'd always be mates. But I can't see how we can be now. You must really hate me, Bea.
I just wish you'd said no right from the start.
Yeah, I know. That would have been better, I know that. But just everything happened so fast, I couldn't think straight. Please don't hate me, Bea.
Stupid. We are mates. Look, bugger off, huh? I've got some thinking to do.
Thanks, Bea.
To see me, Julie said it was urgent.
Yes, I've just had a call from the hospital. Apparently there is an accident victim there. The tissues are compatible and they want to try a kidney transplant on B.
So you want me to take her there now?
Yes, as fast as you can. It has to be done as soon as possible. The ambulance is on the way.
Right.
They mean accident victim.
Does it matter? If it's a chance to save your life.
Of course it matters. all happening so quickly? What's that bitch doing here?
Settle down, Bee. It's an emergency. We've got to get Bee to hospital.
Yeah, she doesn't look too good, does she? Maybe it's something she ate.
Bitch! Ask everyone, why won't they answer me? What the hell's she doing here? Well, we don't like it any more than you. But right now, you've got other things to think about. So you're going to be back to your old self again after this operation. So if you've got anything to say, you save it till then. Well, it's fine if I am all right. What if I'm not? Since when did I ever get lucky?
You're not to think like that. You're going to be all right.
Yeah. There's one thing. It doesn't work out. Well, it's the last of this place.
Good morning. How are you feeling? Yes, I'm pretty much the same. I'm Dr. Gibson. I assisted Dr. Kennedy with your operation. Careful, don't drop any stitches. I haven't got my number 10 needles on me.
How did it go?
Not too bad. Now, do you mind if I gaze into your eyes? Would you look at that speck on the ceiling?
How's it working?
The kidney? It's fine.
How much longer am I going to be in here?
A few days, a couple of weeks. We're moving you to another ward today to keep an eye on you. Got to make sure your body doesn't reject it.
Is that likely?
No, not with our modern wonder drugs. We'll soon have you out of here if you don't like our company.
I can take it or leave it. And I'm in no hurry to get back.
Look, I've still got to take her blood pressure. Why don't you go and get a cup of coffee?
No, I better not. I can't leave you alone with Smith, Doctor.
Well, I don't think this dangerous criminal is going to knock me on the head and steal my stethoscope.
Not unless it's diamond-studded.
Well, I suppose it'll be all right.
Congratulations. Couldn't have done better myself.
Look, I'm not in the habit of scandalizing, but you and the other woman have a right to know for your own protection. Kate Peterson is the most amoral and devious person it's ever been my misfortune to meet.
Wow, that's pretty heavy stuff.
Now, you don't know her like I do. I can't prove it, but I think she was up to her neck in a health insurance fraud worth thousands. Conrad Benson suspected her, too. That's why she killed him. He was a good friend.
You know, you don't look like the sort of person who'd make a friend of a child basher. From what I heard, Benson deserved to die.
Conrad would have cut off his arm before he'd abuse a child. I've seen him work a 12-hour stint on urgent cases and then go straight to the recovery room to hold some kid's hand. He loved children.
Well, if what you say is true, Kate Peterson's a pretty nasty piece of work. She'll need watching.
Like a hawk.
You know, it's funny. She was the first one to spot my kidney disease. And I suppose, in a way, she saved my life, and yet she's not the sort of person I'd want as a friend. She's a cold fish. Now I know why.
Well, that's all I'm going to say. I just thought you should know. Peterson's a damn fine physician, but if she has any authority in that prison, you'd better be prepared to foot the bill. She does nothing without demanding a pound of flesh.
Well, there's nothing she can get out of me.
Don't be too sure. She'll find some way of making you pay. Her type always does.
Don't you worry about me, Doc. I can look after myself.
Yes, I think you could, too.
This is bloody silly.
If I'm well enough to get back to prison, I'm well enough to walk down a corridor on my own 2 feet.
Hospital rules, Mrs. Smith. You're still our responsibility till you get to the front door.
Oh, and after that I can break my neck, I suppose.
After that, it's a nice quiet ride back to Wentworth.
Oh, good. I'm fed up with this place. They don't kill you under the anaesthetic. They bore you to death.
Oh, really, Mrs. Smith? That is most uncalled for.
Just a joke, sister. Hey, could you hold it? I hear the call of nature.
What?
I want to go to the loo.
Oh, I'd better come with you.
Oh, come on. I mean, some things are sacred, you know. Can't. Thank you.
Dr. McIntyre's reception.
She's certainly taking her time in there.
Well, yes. She does seem to be longer than normal.
Sister, there isn't by any chance another way out of that toilet.
Well, yes. There's an exit door on the other side.
No, how could I be so stupid?
Well, service is quick around here. Which is more than I can say for those damned hot air dryers. Whatever happened to good old paper towels?
Unhygienic.
Oh, that figures. Hello, quite comfortable now, thank you. So home, James, and don't spare horses. Hey, what's wrong with you? You know, you don't look well. Maybe you should stay in here for a while.
To be honest, Smith, I thought you might have tried to escape through the other door.
Now, whatever made you think I could possibly do a sly, sneaky thing like that? I thought you trusted me. I wouldn't dream of doing that sort of thing. And besides, the bloody door was locked.
Look, Smith, there's been quite a few changes since you've been away. Now, I don't want any trouble from you or from anybody.
I'm not interested in trouble, Mr. Fletcher. I just want to get back to living my life in here. Exactly the way I used to. I don't look so worried. As soon as I get back in that press, things will be back to normal in no time. This way, pet.
Come on, Smith, get a move on.
Okay.
Smith, talking's now forbidden in here.
I would never have guessed.
Come on, we haven't got all day, Smith. What do you think? Trouble?
Well, if it does come, we'll just have to be ready.
Well, if it isn't Queen Bee. Come back to take over the hide, have you?
You better believe it.
You heard Mrs. Powell, Smith. No talking.
Don't worry, Mr. Fletcher. There are some people I wouldn't bother talking to.